So I can't lie, Store Nation. It is harder to do these podcasts when we've had a bad week. It takes more motivation. It really does. It is a struggle. It is 10:46 now, and I have to record this now. I was going to record it this morning, but I don't even like opening the documents. That's how bad it's getting at the minute. It's just like square foot, move out. And I'm like, Jesus. And then I don't want to look at the amount of square foot due out next week. Because it just hurts. I would rather hide under my duvet and pretend it's not happening. And so this podcast is killing me. In all seriousness, I do actually think it's really, really good for me because it keeps me accountable. I can't hide away from it. I have to record these podcasts. And yeah, and I want to document the journey. There's no point in me only documenting the good times, is he? There's gotta be bad times. Success isn't a straight linear line upwards. It's a line that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And so you're going to have some bad months. You're going to have some move outs. You're going to have some really tough times. And we're getting those. I did a podcast not so long ago saying winter is coming. And why wasn't I ready? What? No, I was ready. But why didn't I expect it? Did I just stupidly expected that the reservations would keep coming all the time? And they haven't. They've started. Oh, no, the reservations are good, but the move outs are massive. I've been speaking to people in America, and their occupancy is going down. And we're seeing the same here from the people I've been speaking to in the UK. The occupancy in most areas is going down, and it's no different to us. Beverly's had a bit of a resurgence, and we'll talk about that later. But this week, by the way, I will do podcasts. I know last week it was a bit of a whoopsie week because of my grandma's funeral, and then I can't remember what else was we doing. There was another big thing happening as well. Oh, my wife's operation on Thursday, so it was a lot to do. So yeah, I didn't do as many podcasts as I like to do. But this week we're right back on it. Even though I'm going to another funeral today, my great auntie Sylvia's funeral. She passed away before Christmas, and the funeral's today. So this week we will be doing shitloads of podcasts. And we'll get them out there for you guys because I enjoy doing them. And even though it's tough for me to do when it's a bad time, it's like therapy for me. It's a therapy session. And this week, just gone, we had a fair amount of reservations. Reservations were pretty good. Willerby were really good. Clough Road, not so good. But then when I look at the amount of square foot due to move out this week, I'm like, I literally could be in tears. I feel like having a beer now, and it's like 10:49 at night. It's incredible. And the store occupancy just keeps. Do you remember once upon a time I said to you, the store occupancy will never, ever go below 80%. What a load of shit that was. What a absolute rubbish. Anyway, right, let's get on with it because I have to have this done within 5 minutes because of a funeral. Yeah, and by the way, I found a new site that I really, really like. It's just a lot of money, but I think it's got brilliant potential. But it does start questioning if we should be spending so much money on new sites because obviously it's without doubt it's downturn. We're having a downturn at the minute, and it'd be okay. I'd be absolutely fine with this if I knew that summer was going to be like a normal summer, but we don't have the data with the war, with the economy. We don't have the data to tell me that confidently predicting that the summer's going to be full of house moves, lots of people moving in, moving out, blah, 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 blah. I just don't have that predictability there. I don't have that confidence. And so is it the right time to start opening new sites? It's definitely questionable. Without a shadow of doubt, it's questionable. Okay, so we had 11 quotes last week. Don't forget, we're now displaying our prices on the website. So you'd expect less quotes. 11 quotes. Average quotes per day, 1.57. Number of reservations, 12. 12 reservations. So that was 109%. So you can't argue with that. That's beautiful stuff. Forward move-ins were 7. So that's 58%. Number of new move-ins. We had 10 new move-ins this week for 1,080 square foot. Again, you can't really grumble with that. You can't really complain at that because 1,080 square foot moving in a week in January, it's bloody good. It's bloody good. But it's a move outs that are killers, absolute killers. And next week is going to be absolutely terrible. So I'm going to tell you the figures. So we moved out because normally I go into other things and bits and bobs, don't I? So the conversion, by the way, for move-ins is 91%. So really, really good there. Square foot moved in 1,080, as we know. Square foot moved out. It wasn't as bad as we anticipated last week. It was still a negative week, but only just. It was minus 40. So minus 40 for last week. We moved out 1,120 square foot. However, this week, I don't understand. We have 12 reservations and we've only got one move-in due this week. Which is a tough break. Anyway, right. So let's have a look at other data I can tell you. The van was rented out 5 times. We had, it says here, one other move-in, but we still only moved in 1,080 square foot. So I don't really know what that means, because normally when you have another move-in, that's people taking extra rooms. But the square foot moved in didn't actually go up. So yes, questionable there. Amount of rooms moved in 11. Amount of rooms moved out 11. Current internal rooms occupied 333. Containers in 3, containers out 2. So we've got 39 containers rented out. Car parking, we still got 3. At the minute, the store occupancy, remember, it would never go below 80%, is 77.49%. Yeah. Oh. Can't let it go below this. Although we're going to have to let it go below this because of the move outs this week. So average sales per move-in was £16.46, not where we want to be. The merchandise sales aren't particularly good, so we need to have a word about that. The insurance, again, we should be hitting £6,000 now because of our average minimum insurance value, but we've hit 4,500, so which means we took 45,000 last week in sales for insurance, which we want to make sure that we can we get that a little bit higher. We've got to make sure that we're above £6,000 now. So square foot due to move in this week, 1 move-in for 100 square foot. At least it's a above average room size. Square foot moved out, due to move out, 1,325 square foot due to move out. That is a bloody lot. 1,325. Is it 1,300? Yeah, 1,325 square foot due to move out. Woo. That's so. According to the figures, it means we're going to lose 1,200 square foot next week. 1,225 square foot. I don't foresee it being as bad as that. However, better fasten those seatbelts because it's going to be a rocky week. Right, let's look at something more, better. So in total, more positive. We had 16 reservations last week, and we had 352 unique visitors to our website. So if we divide 16 by 352, it means that our conversion rate is 4.5%. So if we round it up, and I'm going to bloody round it up, okay? Give me something. It's 5%. So we're converting at 5%, well, 4.5%. So not brilliant, but it's getting back up there. The reservations are starting to come in, which gives you more confidence for the year ahead. However, it does strike me as still, we just don't know. I'm just not confident. I don't know what's going to. I get so many messages saying what's going to happen for this year. What do you think is going to happen? Do you know what? I'm a positive person by nature, and so I do think that it's still going to be a good year. I still think that we're going to have house moves. The interest rates are obviously massive at the minute. Are they going to go up much further? I don't know. I'd like to say no. There's still people putting houses up for sale. People are still looking for houses. People are still moving house. But a lot of house sales have fallen through, which is probably helping us because people are staying in storage a bit longer in them sort of conditions. But ultimately, the positive side is that we're having 352 people visit our website, which is really, really good. That is higher than I want to say ever seen it before. So there's people still looking at storage. There's still people looking. So that's got to be a positive. So reservations, 16 reservations last week. Yes, we want to be over 5% conversion rate, but we're not too far off at 4.5%. So we're not a million miles away. Let's have a look at some other good things. Let's keep this positivity rolling. Here we go. So, in terms of money, how much did we take last week? We took £26,806.27. So not too bad. And guess what? There was no bounce direct debits at Beverley, and there was only £336 bounce direct debits at Willerby. So Clough Road took £3,359.46. Beverley took £3,260.03. And Willerby took £20,186.78. So really good data and figures there for Willerby. So yeah, really good in terms of revenue, but obviously it's a lagging indicator, which means that the move outs will be impacting the revenue, how much money we take. But so far, so good in terms of revenue last week. Yeah, I just think, but the overarching message here is just be careful about cash flow, your expansion, and just think things through thoroughly before making any big plays. I'm not saying that obviously I'm a massive believer in self-storage, but I just feel like you've got to get your numbers right. This is more and more important. It's becoming more and more apparent that we need to make sure that we, instead of like best case, worst case, middle case, we need to be planning for worst case. We need to be doing our cash flows for worst case. What happens if we lost another 10%, or it went down below 70% for occupancy? What would that impact on our revenue? How would that impact our revenue? And so we've got to be aware of things like that. We've got to plan things forward. We can't just rest on our laurels and put our head in the sand. As much as I would like to put the head in the sand, we can't do that. All right, my friends, I've got to go because, it's coming up to 11 o'clock now. All right, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about Clough Road. Clough Road hasn't had a fantastic week in terms of reservations, but we'll get into all that good stuff tomorrow. And we'll obviously go through and tell you how many people are booked online, etc. All right, buddies, I'll see you later. Love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.